So yesterday, Hasbro revealed a whole bunch of figures that technically everybody has seen except for maybe one or two that are brand new. But with Transformers Reactivate on the horizon, they are talking about this new video game that is coming out, and they're releasing figures for it now. And I think they kind of look pretty cool. They also showed quite a bit more, and I'm going to talk about that all. So sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. So as I said, yesterday Hasbro had their Pulse stream showing off some brand new figures for Transformers Reactivate. And while a lot of people have already seen what Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and Starscream already look like, Soundwave was the brand new reveal. And we got to see his alternate mode and what they were doing with him. And these figures are going to be sold in 2-packs. And I think it's kind of cool, personally. And talking about Soundwave specifically, I want to talk about his concept art here, which you can see, you know, is exactly what he's supposed to look like in the game versus the new figure that's coming out. And then they went with a military communications vehicle for him, so he has like a satellite dish there on him, and he does deploy Laserbeak somewhere, at least as far as in the game is concerned, and Soundwave does have a Laserbeak turn into something. I don't necessarily know if it's a cassette or if it's maybe just kind of like an attachment somewhere, but the new figures, you know, obviously have Soundwave just as he is. And I think that's kind of like the important part here, because if you guys saw my live stream, I talked about, you know, Optimus and Starscream and Bumblebee, and I was kind of getting into like, you know, what I liked about them, didn't like about them, but Soundwave in particular, it's kind of neat, you know? I mean, I did a Soundwave retrospective a while back, like a real while back now. And the whole point of that video was, hey, should Soundwave transform into a different alternate mode? And what do you do with him? How do you keep him, like, recognizable? And I think this is kind of what they were going for here. I just think the lack of color on him being black, you know, around the limbs instead of silver, is a little off-putting in my opinion, you know, especially considering the concept art. But notice that his chest is the hood of the vehicle. So, you know, it does give that iconic look, but it still is like a stylized take on him. And in that alternate mode, you can see that, you know, the truck here with Optimus, you know, has the satellite dish here that can kind of go up. I'm curious if Laserbeak is somehow going to be incorporated or sold separately, possibly, you know, hence why you have like this particular blaster here. And, you know, it's all going to be like communication, you know, specifically. And also he's armored. So what is this? What is Transformers Reactivate? If you guys are unaware as to what Transformers Reactivate is, you know, getting a look at Optimus, I'll use him as the backdrop. So the video game that's going to be coming out is going to be set in a post-apocalyptic world, and the humans that are remaining find the Transformers and see them as their last hope. So Bumblebee, Starscream, Soundwave, you know, and all of them, they will be reactivated to fight off this otherworldly menace, and this is what they're going to look like in the video game. And you know something? I think it kind of looks cool. Here's my take on it. I feel that there are those who are like looking at these figures and going, yeah, I definitely want them. Great. But then there are going to be those who, and they're going to be folks like myself, who are like, looks cool, but I don't necessarily need another Optimus. I don't necessarily need another Bumblebee or Starscream in my collection. I'm kind of happy with what I've got. I may or may not pick them up. I'll see. I'm kind of like on the fence about it, right? And then there, of course, they're always going to be the folks who are just like, nope, not interested. But then they're going to be the folks that are like looking at it and going like, you know what, I'm just going to pass on them. And then they're going to play the game and they're going to be kicking themselves because the new toys, you know, are pretty much what you get, you know, in the game. And if you want the action figure for it, they're going to end up selling out by that point. And just watch, you're going to be paying the aftermarket prices like you are for Grimlock, which, by the way, Hasbro, re-release Studio Series 86 Grimlock, please, for all of the Grimlock fans out there. I think that's what's going to end up happening with these guys. I believe it happened with quite a few different figures. People were just kind of like, you know, didn't know about it or saw it late and then played the game, then went, oh my gosh, they created toys for the figures? Now I want them, and oh my gosh, why are they $250? Well, they're not $250 now. You can pre-order them now. And of course, I have the links in the description for both Entertainment Earth and for Amazon, you know, for them. So, you know, and if there's anything in stock, I think Entertainment Earth right now, I think is doing a buy one, get one. And I know that they give off 10% off if you use my affiliate links. And Amazon, I know, you know, it helps the channel when you use the affiliate links for them too. So, you know, wherever you can get the figures, if you really want them, go for it. But, you know, it's a matter of personal preference. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Bumblebee and Starscream. Both of them look pretty cool in their alternate modes. Bumblebee is, again, he's an off-road vehicle because it's supposed to be helping him get across the terrain in this, you know, in this world that they're in. And the robot mode for him, I don't know. I don't really care for it myself personally. But I know that, like, there are some folks who are like, again, they're going to play the game and they're going to be like, this Bumblebee is cool, want the toy looks great, you know, or they want an off-road Bumblebee. Hey, more power to them. You know, Starscream looks different, you know, and for both of them, the idea is that they're taking different parts of whatever they can find to reactivate these Transformers, hence why Starscream is missing some color in some places. He's kind of patched up to be reactivated. So that kind of makes sense. And his eyes are blue, which are weird. But I guess that's a thing here. But I will mention briefly that Scrap Heap is the, you know, next Studio Series 86 Junkion, retooled from Wreck-Ar, and he looks fantastic. Yes, the concept art is using an early prototype version, hence the tan face. But seeing all three Junkions together like this, I think is very, very cool. And, you know, all three of these Junkions, I mean, including Wreck-Ar, were in the movie. So it's like, it's definitely worth it if you're a fan of the 86 movie and you want to be able to collect all of your Junkions. You know, I've collected everyone except for, I think I have, I think it's the new Trashmaster character is the only one I have still on order. But you know, the rest of them I have, and they're all pretty cool figures. So, and of course, having the 86, you know, Wreck-Ar, and I even got an extra Wreck-Ar in order to convert him into rubbish. So if they make more Junkions, you know, yeah, you know, it's like you got to create your whole Junkion army. The one that I think that that I really want to see is Nancy, because she appeared in the big broadcast of 2006. Is Wreck-Ar's, you know, girlfriend. And the two of them were sitting there watching TV together like an old married couple. And it's like, oh, baby, you're the greatest. And it's fun times. And I did a whole Junkions retrospective before they did all of these Studio Series 86 figures. So it's cool to see them actually being made. And I'm really excited about that in particular. I think I saw the comment. Someone said, like, that's the one figure that they're excited for. And I understand that sentiment. That's been the thing that some fans have been saying. They've been going like, I don't necessarily know if I want everything else. You know, some folks have been really happy about the Gamer Edition Starscream and all the different things you can do with his weapons and his jet mode being what it is, which I had stated during the live stream. I was like, I don't necessarily know if the wings are right, but apparently they are. And, you know, I think the cockpit is a little on the larger side, but hey, you know what? It's cool that a new version of the, you know, Cybertron games, you know, War for Cybertron Starscream, it got made for folks who really want it. You know, same thing for the concept art for Megatron. I think this is the Megatron that we should have gotten in 2007. I'll say that now, and I'll say that, you know, forever, is that this would have looked like Megatron on screen. And, you know, the only thing I don't care for is his face. But, you know, having that arm cannon there is being big and massive. Having him have the Cybertronian jet mode in addition to the tank mode, I think is a really cool addition, you know, for this guy. Here you have the jet mode, and then of course you have the tank mode. So it's kind of cool that they've incorporated that with this figure, and I think it just looks really cool. Just looks really cool, you know, overall. And they even said, like, when they saw this concept art, they were like, yeah, they've got to make a figure for it. Like, this is what we should have gotten, for Megatron. Megatron needs to make a big comeback, and come back as this tyrannical leader of the Decepticons that he's always known to be. I prefer a Megatron that is just vicious, evil, and tyrannical. It gives us a reason to root for the Autobots, or gives us a reason to see how evil the Decepticons can be. And I think that's, I don't know. I think that should be a little bit more black and white, like when it comes down to some of the heroes and the villains. And why I've always appreciated Megatron being a villain and not someone's servant, or be like, I don't know. It's just my own take on the character. So, I do like the tank mode for sure. I think that the tank mode is the strongest of the two alternate modes, but and I don't care for the face, but that's just my own personal take on it. And we got an official reveal for Scorponok. I thought Scorponok looked really cool, and having that, the Rise of the Beast Scorponok, basically this is an army builder. So if you want like this army of Scorponoks that were seen in Transformers Rise of the Beasts, they're releasing this figure. I think there's now just one character now that has not gotten a figure out of Rise of the Beast. We know who that is. That's Stratosphere. And we hope that they actually do so, for those who did like Rise of the Beasts. So, hey, more power to them. The concept art here thing for Rumble, they said that they did have concept art for him that was not necessarily for Bumblebee. I think that's what they were alluding to during the live stream. I'm not sure. I wasn't able to really listen to it, straight away, but it was kind of neat to hear them say, like, oh no, like, there was a concept art for this Rumble, and they couldn't just have Ravage be the only cassette for the Bumblebee Studio Series Soundwave. So now you can have this Rumble that does fit inside, Soundwave's chest, which again is very, very cool. And he has his pile drivers and what have you. Me, I'm just waiting on my order for Studio Series 86 Frenzy so I can complete that little duo. And but for those who really want a version of Rumble for the live action films, more power to you. Go for this. And yes, not the IDW Rhino. I know some folks are also happy for the Transformers The Last Night Mohawk getting a new figure. And he's probably one of the more colorful Decepticons in that film, for it being such a bad movie. Actually getting cool Decepticons that got this whole intro for them, and they all got ceremoniously killed very quickly. But to get a new figure for a guy that I know some folks are fans of, I think is cool too. And he's a core class, so it'll be, a quick, easy Decepticon to add to your collection. So all of that being said, I think that there are a lot of fans that are kind of annoyed about what they've seen out of the live stream and kind of the reveals that they got. And they probably have some stuff down the pipeline that they want to show, but they knew they needed to show some of these new Transformers figures. And unfortunately, we live in an age where a lot of figures get leaked before Hasbro has an opportunity to reveal them, before they even, come from Vietnam to Rhode Island, to where Hasbro's headquarters is, for them to be able to do a Pulse fan stream like this and show the figures off. They're getting leaked, and the listings are getting leaked. So we live in this age now where Hasbro just is really trying their best to get us excited about the new figures. And I think that we should get excited about new figures, even if it's not something that you're a fan of. Again, I saw the one comment that said that Scrap Heap was the only figure that they're excited for. And you know something? Of all the reveals, that's probably going to be the one figure I'm going to get my hands on, for sure. The rest, I'm like, maybe not. For others, they all want the Bayverse Studio Series stuff. They want the Rise of the Beast stuff. They want they're going to be excited about the Reactivate stuff. And that's the thing. When you see all these different Transformers figures, it's it's great that all these new figures are coming out. And we kind of should get excited about it because it means the brand is alive, that they're still making new figures. The biggest thing that we need is more fiction, right? I mean, the new comic book came out, and I've got to do a review for issue 1. I've got to get my hands on issue 2 so I can talk about that too. And, you know, and I got to make some more Transformers content for the channel. I know some people have been waiting for that. So there's things down the pipeline for not just from Hasbro, but for myself as well, and that are coming soon. And I want to know what you guys think about this. It's the reason why I ask every one of my videos, what do you guys think? Because I really want to know what you think. So leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I've got more Transformers discussions, retrospectives, news, reviews, and much more coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.